Diane Fu here, head coach at the Ready State, back again for our third part in our three-part series on fixing Mags' clean. So in the last video, we left off on teaching her position and now starting to thread in some movement to get her comfortable with how she has to navigate the clean. And now we're going to start to continue that through and be like, hey, Mags, do you understand how your arms should be moving? Do you understand how you should be racking the bar? And by getting that context and information, it's going to allow us now to finally put all the pieces together and see what comes out the other end. Should be exciting. All right, Max. So on the last one, we basically were threading the position of, hey, this is how your bar should travel from above the knees to your power position. Do you feel relatively comfortable with that at this point?
Yes.
Ish. I'm okay with ish.
It totally felt comfortable after doing all the reps. Now that I've taken a break, I might go back to my old ways.
And that's so normal, right? It takes so many reps to re-groove or to even groove a pattern, much less re-groove. Like my easiest athletes to coach are the ones that have never cleaned before, right? I can get them moving the way I need them to move because they're like, fresh dough, I get to mold, right? So there's going to be a lot of repatterning we're working here. And because our time has been so constrained in, doing this series, right? It makes sense that you would kind of fall back to old habits. Now, let's check it out. So pretend we have that bar. Let's go back to above the knees. All right, so make that knuckle. We're going to go back to above the knees. Now, I want you to travel from above the knees. So let's have you go back down, right? You already want to move your shoulders back. So part of the cueing we tell the athletes is like, hey guys, lift your chest a little bit. Yeah. So part of the cueing we tell the athletes is that, hey, we want you to keep hips up a little bit, your shoulders on top or in front of the bar. Now, in front of the bar, I feel like you guys have heard that a lot, and in front of the bar works incredibly well depending on your anthropometry, right? So if Mags had a slightly longer torso relative to her femur and shin, then being in front of the bar is going to feel really natural and easy. Now, if you're like me and most weightlifters who love this sport, your torso's probably a little shorter or medium size. You probably got slightly longer femurs, right? And then your shins are what they are. And that's pretty much going to set the shoulders sometimes on top of the bar, if not maybe slightly behind. And I'll go into that in another video sometime. So from here, Mags, I want you to practice or show me your extension and then show me what you think or what you feel you should be doing with your elbows and then how your elbows should turn around to rack the bar. Oh, no. It's okay not to know. Okay, let's do that. And can you do it slow? Because we don't have weight, so we don't have to go fast. All right, that way everyone can see what's happening. Awesome. Again, give me 3 more times and we'll point out what's happening here. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. And if you guys kind of caught her body language there, she's actually, with this new setup, already using her legs better, right? So we want that vertical drive and that horizontal drive of the hips to be able to match, because that horizontal and vertical kind of coming together at the apex of the power position is what's going to shoot and drive that barbell or power transfer to that barbell vertically versus horizontally. All right. So what Mags did here was Mags, because again, I believe this is what she's been told is like, hey, hit triple extension, shrug up on the shoulders. And again, depending on the technique and the coach that you're hanging out with, that is a absolutely valid and very valuable technique. Now, what I want Max to do is I want Max to actually put the focus in on her lats. And the reason for this is because she's like,
I knew you were going to say that.
She's like, WTF, right? So, okay. So I want Max to put the emphasis on her lats. So let's just say that we came tall, she's extended, right? And triple extension means that all her length of her body is open. However, I don't want her to think intentionally to come up onto the balls of the feet. That should be a natural byproduct of the force being produced through the floor. Now, as the elbows come up and around, right, you're kind of lifting the elbows. And what that does is if we've kept the elbows out, you can see like, I'm gonna draw like a bigger bat wing here of her lats. What that does is it continues to follow, right, the barbell, keep it nice and tight and close to her body, the traps, in this technique will naturally shrug as much as it needs to. And oftentimes if we put an overemphasis on the traps, what I've seen athletes do is they stay in extension too long and they miss that window to be able to get under the bar quickly. And so from here, what she's then gonna do is she's actually gonna then wrap her lats down and around under the barbell. Right? And that creates a really nice frame because what's happening is with her hand still on the bar, her lats are from here on her back connected right here into her arms. She actually creates a really strong structure in her back to be able to support the load. All right, does that make sense? Can we try that one more time with the arms? So you're thinking elbows coming out high and outside. That's homage to Coach Bergener right there, right? And then she's gonna swing the elbow back down and around to be able to wrap that barbell around and be able to rack it on her shoulders. Cool, right? And we're just gonna focus on that. Now, I'm just gonna drop this in there. It'll look how to look. We can take a look at this another day. Is that now we're gonna actually have you pick up the barbell and we're gonna try to put all the pieces together. And what I'm gonna say, Max, is I would like to see you move your feet, meaning you're gonna start in your starting position, you're gonna land in your finishing position, and we're just gonna see what ends up coming out. Good adjustment. Yeah, that's okay. And I love it. Let's do that. Yeah, make that adjustment. So now what we want to do is, you caught it and you're like, wait, that was all hips. Let's take it back into the quads, is stand up and just think, all right, I feel the middle of my feet. There's my pressure in my feet. And I'm just going to sink down, keeping my shoulders on top of that bar right into the middle of my arches. Yes, beautiful. Now clean. Woo! Again.
Oh, God.
That was good. No pressure. Eyes forward. Body relaxed. Clean. Mags, beautiful. Okay, now on this one, can you move your feet? Show me what that looks like. Eyes forward. Yeah. Do it again. Guys, that really is pretty spectacular for, one session essentially. Okay, that was that one kind of became segmented. That's okay, reset your feet. That's what happens when there's too many cues. And out of fairness to Mags, we're like really dropping a lot at her at once, right? So relax, think now drop the thinking, slide. Okay, one more time. Yes, one more. Can you replicate that one? Eyes forward, relax the body, set the shoulders, find your lats. Oh, and that was a little bit of an old clean.
Yes.
One more time. It's okay.
I could feel that.
One more time. You got it. It's okay. Shake it off. It may just start to go at this point because we've done a lot of reps. Eyes up. Okay, we'll take that and put it down. So guys, we dropped a lot of information in Mags's direction. You actually did a pretty spectacular job. So, kind of leading, not leading question. What do you think?
It felt easier even though it was just the bar.
Yes. Okay, so check this out. If a technique works for you, it might not feel good, right? Because good is relative to what you know, but it might feel lighter. It might feel easier, right? It doesn't mean I'm going to give you a PR today, but you should be able to take a weight that you're familiar with, drop in a technique or drop in some technical cues, and come out the other end and being like, wait a minute, that weight that I used to move now suddenly feels lighter or easier. And that's how you fix Mags's clean.